ladies, it's Linda. Just making a video here of the cards we made in the November class, just for those who couldn't make it to our Zoom call. So we're going to make 5 different classes. So in your kit you will have the instructions with all the measurements should you want to make the cards again. So let's get on. Right, so this first one is a little bit of a fancy fold, but it's quite an easy one. And you will have all the bits you need in your kit. So, okay. There we go. And that it's an easel card. And then that's what it looks like when it's open. Okay. So you've got the base here, which I've already scored for you in 3 places. So there's one part that's slightly longer, that's this one, and that's the base of the card. So we're just going to stick all the bits on. So not everyone will have this, people will have a slightly different one because unfortunately I ran out, really sorry. But the other one's just as pretty. Okay, new glue, so it's whizzing everywhere. Okay. And it is just a case of sticking. It does give a nice effect and something a bit different on people's mantelpieces. Okay, and then you do have 2 pieces of Very Vanilla. One of them is to go on here. And one of them goes there. So just make sure you've got them the right way around, because if you try and stick them the wrong way, they won't fit. So, okay. There you go. And now we're doing the front part. Not quite sure how to do it, I'll do it that way. Right, so you're going to put your ornaments on first, and they go on the very first bit. Touch of paper on that, there we go. As I say, this class is mainly gluing because I can't actually sell you stamped images from Stampin' Up. There is a stamped image in this kit, but it's not from Stampin' Up. So there's no stamping in this one because I didn't know what everybody has. So it's just lots and lots of gluing. Okay. So there we go, that's the base sorted out. Oh, I had my tree a minute ago. I saw my tree. Where's my tree gone? There it is, still in here. Okay, so we're going to pop our tree on here. Somewhere near the top, because you do need to fit your Happy Christmas on. So you'll have a piece of vellum. So that's going to go near the bottom. Quite like this side as well. Okay, so stick your tree in the middle. Glue everywhere as ever. It's a new glue, so it's spurting out. I have to watch it. Okay, and then we're putting the little tub underneath. Just a little bit. There we go. Dancing about. Okay, so we're just going to pop that under the tree there. There we go. Oops. Now, I don't often use these in my card classes, largely because I like to stamp, but this is actually a peel-off, and they're called outline stickers, and I thought it would be a good way to get some sentiments in without us having to stamp anything. So I'm going to pop the vellum on the Pretty Peacock so you can actually see it. and get my poker tool, which is here. So, and you will, again, see, it's just lifting up. Oops. They are a bit fiddly, these, but they do give a lot of bang for your buck, actually, because I think it actually looks like I've embossed it when I haven't. Oh, I told you, glue everywhere. So the Christmas is probably going to go about there. So let's pop happy on. Yeah. Fiddly. Ah, not straight. Straightish. There we go. So there's the happy. Just running away with me today, this. So we've got the happy, and now we're just going to pop the Christmas on. Obviously, you can take much more time over this than I am. With these as well, if they stretch while they're coming off, just let them relax and they'll go back into shape. And so showing you can actually do it without a poker tool. I'm going to put the Christmas on here. Excuse my hair if you can see it. She says. There we go. Just let go, let it relax, and into place. There we go. So there we look like we've got a beautifully embossed sentiment, but we haven't. It is actually a stick-on. All right, so now we need to glue our vellum onto here. You do have to be careful. I mean, because it's going onto a light card, it's not so difficult to do, but I'm going to use my, oh, there's a little bits of glue everywhere. My own personal patented, I'm just going to get my glue eraser out actually. There we go. Just to get rid of those little bits. There we go. Apparently these are also used to get the dust off skateboards, believe it or not. Right, so I'm going to use my very own patented glue spreader to spread out the glue on the back of here. So just a few dots round the Happy Christmas. Just a few little dots. Whoops, told you, new glue. And I'm just going to spread that out so we've got a nice thin layer just behind the words. Okay. I did get some proper vellum glue the other week, but it just doesn't seem to stay stuck on, so I'm sticking with my normal glue. Okay, and then that just goes on your card. There we go. Okay. Glue. Right. Okay, so now I'm just going to attach that onto the pretty peacock background. That's good. It really is coming out thick, this one. I need to move quicker. Okay. There we go. And then now, as you can see on here, it's only glued halfway. Okay, so what you want to do is put some glue on the bottom. I usually do about the bottom third there, and then I'm going to want it to go in the middle, about there, so just a few dobs of glue just there. There we go. And then position your easel. Okay, just making sure we've no glue on that side. And there you go, all ready to go. So we just need to put the last little bit on. This is the mechanism, this is what holds it up, and it does need to be on dimensionals. So I'm just going to put 3 dimensionals on this. So 1, oops, it's coming off. 2, 3. Your dimensionals are slightly bigger, but they'll still fit in here. And what I tend to do is see where I'd like that to go. Actually, it's staying quite well on its own. And then we'll just pop that down in the middle. There we are. All finished. And lots of space to write your greeting. Okay, so that's card number 1 done. Right, now, Nicola helped me prepare these cards. She hates this card with a vengeance because the die cutting was really difficult. But it's so pretty! Isn't it gorgeous? But this die is a so-and-so to get out. Okay, more stickies. Right, so this again, we're just gluing and building. So you've got a white piece. You need to stick that to the pretty purple posy this is. And you need... Oof, I might have to go back to my old one. This is coming out so fast. So just sticking it with a nice even border all the way around the outside. Now this one looks like it's been cut to the wrong side slightly, so I've just brought it down just so we've got a slightly bigger border top and bottom than we have side to side. I told you this glue's getting everywhere. This is what you get with live videos. Right, okay. So, and again, we've got different stickies, which is still in the envelope. Aren't these super glittery? They are so, so nice. So, and I started with this one with the Christmas at the bottom there. And again, just going to lift them off the backing plastic. These do sort of run away a little bit more. Don't worry, because it will come back to life. Okay, so, and again, as I say, just a bit fiddly, but worth it in the end. Right. About straight. Do. Okay, so there's the Christmas, and then I just added the Merry slightly off to one side, and I've put the Y where the R and the H are, so it sort of overlaps. So I thought it just looked pretty. And you can see this one's run away a little bit, but if you just leave it to relax, it does come back to where it should be. So just there, popping the Y there, and then just tap it down, she says. There we go. Okay, so that's done, and then we're just going to stick this on the back. Let's just see if I can move a bit quicker, do get less. Let's just spread that out a bit. When I find this is too long, and that's why it didn't work. Oh, no. There we go. But it's not a mistake, it's just a different design. There we go, now the complicated bits. It's not really complicated, it was complicated for us rather than you. So, putting the glue on the white this time. So, and just little dots. Little dots. See, come on, you can do it. There we go, little dots around the outside, just scattered around. I think I'm actually going to get my actual glue spreader out for this. Who remembers these? Aren't they cute? They're just fab for this. Just getting that glue spread out a bit more. Because a little of this glue goes an awful long way. There we go, and just put some, dab some on there as well. And just get it off my paper. There we go. And then this just attaches straight on to the pool party piece. The pool party piece. See how gorgeous is that? It is lovely, as I say, but unfortunately it's a horrible die to cut out. Right, okay. Now I'm going to, this is mounted on dimensionals, but I actually want to put a dimensional over the hole. You've actually got square ones, but it would work just as well. Just make sure you've got one over the hole, because that's where your bow's going to go. Okay. That one. Don't want to stick it to the paper. Okay, and so that's going to position in the middle of your circle with the purple posy shown right. It goes so well, with that pool party. And then somewhere, here we are, I have a little bow. So there's several different sorts of bows in your packages. This one is, it's just a piece of ribbon that's got a little bit tied together there. As you can see, I mean, yeah, it's not too bad actually that, but I prefer it to be a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to make it a wee bit smaller. Okay, so you can do this with any bow that you buy or any bow that you tie, to be honest. You can just fiddle with it until you have it how you want it. I'm happy with that. Okay, so that's a nice little bow there, and I am going to get my scissors and just trim that. So it's just, so the little edges are just slightly longer than the bow itself. It's coming off. It's running away. There we go. That's better. Okay. And that one there. There we go, so we can have a nice play with that and just make it how you want it. There we go. How cute is that? There you are. So that's your second one all made. Now this one is beautiful. This one is my favourite. I'm just going to turn this over because I've got glue everywhere. And I am going to go and get my old glue, because this one does need fine glue lines. So, how cute is that? It is just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So, if you wanted to emboss your backing sheet here, you can do. I decided, because there was so much, it took so much time to prepare this card, that we didn't emboss the back piece as well, although it does look really pretty without it being embossed. Okay, so you've got your card base, and then in your envelope you have got a ton of die cuts. So, and in with your dimensionals you've got a few glitters as well, a few rhinestones. Okay, I think that's everything. So, right. So the first thing I'll do is just stick the white card to the Knight of Navy. New glues. Don't forget, as this is a YouTube video, you can actually fast forward or rewind. So if you want to recap on something, then you can go back. If you don't like what I'm doing, then you can fast forward. So the choice is yours. Okay, and then the first one I put down was the white. And now this card This card here is actually white, and this is whisper white. So I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it is a very slightly different colour, so it stands out more. So sparingly now with these glues that are running away with me. So, little dots. Just put them in the sort of areas that have got a bit more paper, a bit more card. You don't need to cover the whole thing, but you do need enough for it to stick down. So I've just put some sort of round the middle of the wreath. And I literally just popped it down in the middle there. We've got some little blue spots from the other die cuts there, so that's roughly in the middle. Okay, and followed by this one. Now, that is pretty. I think I'm going to stick with that one. So again, put your glue where the bits, the paper is bigger. I think Malcolm's just arrived back from his run because there's all sorts of noise coming from downstairs. Little dabs of glue, just enough that it's not going to go rolling off in the post. Okay, and then pop that on top of your first wreath. And they are from the same die set, so they're on the same size circle. And there we go. Okay, and then we've got a load of flowers. So, thought I'd missed that one then. So I'm going to pop this one in first, just in the corner there. Just there. Okay, and then the purple one. You know, and if you want to put some more shaping on that, you can use your fingers just to curl up the petals a little bit. There we go. And we'll put a little bit of glue on the little purple flower. I mean, if you wanted to, I thought it would be nice with the same colours on the big and little flower. Falling off again. If you wanted to do different ones, that would be fine. You could swap them over, maybe have the blue centre on the lilac flower and the other way around, which does look pretty actually. So you could do that if you wanted. So, and then we've got another 2 little flowers here. I'm going to go with that side. And I'm going to get my trusty tweezers to pick this up. There we go. And I'm just going to pop that just up there. I think just underneath the wreath. Then I'm going to put the other one a bit further round. Put this one on next. Oh. A few dabs of glue on the petals. Just pop that on there. Again, a few dabs of glue on petals. It is going for it, this glue today. There we go. And then I think that one's just going to go on the edge there underneath that last one. Okay, just going to put it just about there. There we go. Onto the front of the card, like that. There we go. Get your sparkles out. Poker tool if you've got one. If you haven't got one, you can use your fingers. It's just I'm more used to using a poker tool. So centres of all the flowers, and as much or as little sparkle you want. You've also got enough sparkles that you can use it on the other cards as well. I've given you plenty. So you can just have a play, put them where you like. Okay, so you can carry on decorating. As you see on this one, I've put them everywhere. Okay, so I think, yeah, I think that's the prettiest card of all of them, to be honest. Right, that's 3 down, 2 to go. Now, when the new catalogue came out, these dies just jumped out at me. I knew I had to have them. They are so cute. And you can use, they come with a matching stamp set as well, which also has the words and a few other embellishments on them as well. So it's really cute. But a nice and simple card here. So you've 2 pieces of Whisper White. One of them's flat and one of them's got some snowflakes on. So the snowflakes are going on the front and the flat one's going inside. So okay. There you go. I prefer to put a liner on the darker cards because they're easier to write on than the others are. Okay, and then this one just sticks on the front, which is nice. I tend to put a little bit extra glue on when it's embossed because obviously there's raised bits of paper, so it's not all in contact with the front of the card. Okay, and also wet glue gives you a little bit of wriggle room. Okay, and then most of you have got gold. 1 or 2 of you, like me, will have silver because I ran out of gold, and these are actually retired, so you can't actually get them anymore. So just again, little dots of glue on the thicker areas. That in the corner. Okay. And then stick this together. Excuse me. Right, okay, so my way of getting glue on very fine things like this is just pop a little bit of glue on your hand. Okay, and then just dab gently with whatever it is you're trying to get glue onto, just so that you can get the glue on the little bits and you're not getting glue everywhere. Okay, there we go. And then what you need to do with this is just gently put it down on your die cut, roughly where you want it. Okay, and then manoeuvre it into place. Remember, your glue is going to dry clear. And don't press, I've just pressed it down too much and I'm not there yet. See, rushing, don't rush. When you're doing it, do not rush and you'll get it in the right place. There we go. So I've just got a little bit of tissue down here. I'm just going to dab those extra bits of glue off. Okay. There we go. Right. So, and then might as well use up the rest of the glue we've got on the back of our hand to stick the word on. And again, position to roughly where you need it. Just need to push that one up a little bit there. There we go, perfect. How brilliant is that? Looks like it cost a fortune. There we go, so a few little dimensionals on the back. And then that'll pop up from the front of that card beautifully. So 1 silver, 1 gold. So just 1 more card to go now. This is a design done actually by one of my friends, Julie Kettlewell, who's also a demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And it really has become one of my go-to designs. You can use it for any sort of cards, any Christmas cards, birthday cards, anything. And it's a lovely use of designer series paper, which we all love the pretty paper and we all like to look at it, and nobody ever uses it. So, or we hardly ever use it. So here's a really good way of using up some of your designer series paper. So this one is actually called Trimming the Town. It's got loads of houses and cars and all sorts on. And also there's a die set that actually you can use to cut out the houses and trees and things on the paper. So this is actually this season's greeting. It's the only stamped image you've got in this kit because, as I say, I'm not allowed to sell you Stampin' Up stamped images. So this is actually from the front of a magazine I bought ages ago. But it just finishes that off nicely. Okay, so what you've got is a smaller piece of Whisper White, 3 strips of designer series paper, and your ribbon, your ready stamped, and your tree and house. So now this is like the sort of focal point of the design, and I've actually, for all of you, cut them all consecutively, so they are all from one piece of paper, so they should line up. I'll say that again, they will line up. I've just got to sort out, there we go. Right, so what you need to do is make sure that they're in order. Okay, and you'll just have a little gap in between, and the best way to do this is to lay them all on, take one off and glue it, and then do the next one, and then do the next one. So little bit of glue around the outside, make sure it's not upside down. Okay, so I'm going to pop that one with an equal border all the way around the outside. There we go. And then I tend to do the outside one, the other outside one, and then you can fiddle the middle one so that they've got equal gaps between. Okay, so again, say a similar gap all the way around the outside. There we are. It's just lifting up on that corner there. And then all we need to do is put the middle piece in, and you've got the focal point for your card. And I just think it's so simple, but so effective. I've made loads of cards like this recently out of all sorts of different designer series papers. So, okay. And then just position that and line it up, and you're done. How cute is that? Then you need to position your ribbon before you glue it down. So I'm just going to use some double-sided tape on the back. You use any sort of tape, double-sided, you could use tape runner, you can use sellotape, to be absolutely honest. Anything will do. So it needs to be about 1/3 of the way up. So I'm just putting a piece of tape on the back on either side. As I say, sellotape will equally do. It's just this is what I happen to have with me. Put it at the top instead of the bottom. See, I make these mistakes so you don't have to. Looks like we're taping this one down. Like Malcolm's just answered the door. I'm not sure whether you can hear that or not. So just taking the double-sided tape off the back here. And then what you need to do is line up your ribbon roughly 1/3 of the way, and then just stick it to the back on one side, pull it straight, stick it to the back on the other side. As I say, any sort of tape will do. Glue's not brilliant for ribbon, unfortunately. Try and make it straight. Still not sure that's straight. No, it's not. That's what your grid paper's for, ladies. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take the rest of these bits of tape off, put some at the top as well. And stick it down on the bottom. There we go. And then get the front of your card. And this is just going to line up. Now, because I'm using tape and not wet glue, I'm going to do all the lining up first before I press it down. Okay, happy with that? There we go. So all that remains to be done now is we're going to stick. Now, if you're posting this card, you might not want to put the house on dimensionals, because the circle's on dimensionals as well, and it might be too thick and you start end up having to pay for extra large letters. However, if you're just handing it to someone, then you'll be fine, obviously. So just positioning the house, and then flat glue the tree. Just next to it there. Okay, so it was a bit of a rush through to get all the cards done, largely to get the filming done while Malcolm was on a run, because he's in meetings all day today, so it's a bit difficult because his study's right next to mine. But you get the idea, and as I say, you can fast forward and rewind as you like. And any questions, you know,